This is Danny Film for Pro Boxing Fans. We're in Belfast where Jordan Gill has just stopped Michael Conlan. Pleasure to have with me Frank Smith. Frank, as I said to Eddie, it was all going well for the Belfast boys up until that main event. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, look, unbelievable performance from Jordan Gill, and what a fight, what a show as well. Great atmosphere. It's always going to be hard to follow up from last week in Dublin, but we always knew it was going to be a great fight and a great show. But yeah, Jordan Gill obviously coming here, you know, he was the underdog coming here, but we all knew what he could do. We've seen some great fights over the years with Jordan Gill, and you can never count him out. But great performance from him, and yeah, what a night.
We'll come on to Jordan because there were some really sort of moving comments in his post-fight interview. But for Mick Conlan, I mean, the talk coming into the fight was it could be potentially the end of the road from the loser. No, it's very fresh, but what do you think the future has in store for Mick? Do you think that could be the last time he's fancy in box?
Possibly. Look, he's had a tremendous career, both amateur and professional. He's done amazing things in the sport and for his country as well. And you know, he's a brilliant fighter. I think he's got a tough decision to make, obviously now, and he'll make that with his family. They're sensible people, and Jamie and Mick. You know, I'm sure he'll take the time to decide what's next for him. But it will be a tough one, you know, and I think he's coming off the back of obviously tonight, the Lopez loss, and you know, the Lee Wood fight was tough as well. You know, he's been in some tough fights, but you know, there's no need to rush it. He can make that decision over time.
And on Jordan Gill, career best win from him. As I say, touched on some pretty deep subjects in the post-fight interview. What do you think 2024 looks like for him? I mean, he's surely put himself right in amongst the top names in the division.
Yeah, 100%. There's massive fights to be made out there. You know, I think obviously around the division, Wood Warrington is the most likely fight there now. You know, there was potential talk with Conlan if he came through tonight. I think the Cordina fight's possible as well. You know, there's other fights. You know, Navarrete as well. But I think we've got to see what's next. I think if Conlan decides he wants to carry on, there's still, you know, Jordan just mentioned it there, still that potential fight. So let's see. But he's going to enjoy himself now. You know, he's what he's done, especially when you look back 4 or 5 years ago when he had that loss in Peterborough and where he is now. You know, that changes his life tonight.
It wouldn't be an interview with Frank Smith if I didn't ask you about Ben Eubank. Obviously, it was a sort of crazy week from the reports of it being finalised to Robert Smith doing an interview on TalkSport where he said that he had rejected an application to licence Conor for the fight. Where do we stand at the minute? Eddie said at the press conference 30 there was going to be sort of swift action, sort of implying potentially legal action from Ben's team. What can you tell us?
Yeah, lots going on, lots of discussions in the background, but no real update for the camera, unfortunately, just now, as much as you'd like me to say something that will give you some kind of headline. Still work going on. It's the fight, it's the biggest fight out there, but it's not done yet, so soon, hopefully.
Would your preference be to stage the fight in the UK, even if it was with, for say, the example, the PBA or a foreign commission, or if the board weren't to licence it, would you be more likely to take it abroad?
Yeah, look, our focus is to deliver this fight in the UK. Obviously, we'd love the British Boxing Board of Control to sanction it, but you know, if they choose not to, Conor Benn's not suspended. He's got no suspension. There's no reason he shouldn't be allowed to fight right now. But you know, look, that's a discussion for another day, because until the fight's made, it's kind of irrelevant.
Last thing I want to get your thoughts on, Frank, was the Ryan Garcia, Oscar Duarte press conference. And first of all, Ryan's speech at the press conference where he started putting Oscar on blast, Bernard Hopkins got a bit, and then Oscar tweeting that he's concerned for Ryan's mental health. And yeah, it all got pretty nasty, not ideal a couple of days out from a fight you wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, look, I don't know the background around it all, so not good to see. Obviously, you want the fighters to be focused on the fight, not promotional disputes or issues. But like I say, I don't know the background. Hopefully, they can get it sorted. And Ryan's got a tough fight tonight against Duarte. You know, so he's got to get through that. But hopefully, they can sort it all out between them.
Fantastic. How have you enjoyed your time in Belfast? First time here for Matchroom in 7 years. Will we see you back a bit sooner?
Yeah, I loved it. Love it. We came back. You know, we used to come here a lot. Obviously, with Cole Frampton, then Ryan Burnett after that. Great place and a huge audience. It was a packed out. Where's your heart at? You got heart at? It was a packed out night in there tonight, and it just shows that there's a market for boxing here. You know, depending on what happens with Mick, I think we have to see and then work from there. But you know, there's many more nights to come to Belfast with atmospheres like that.
Right, Frank. Sounds like we're being evacuated, so I'll let you go. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks.